Hello my friends, welcome to my channel where I make Photoshop fun and easy to learn. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to create this sports poster inside of Photoshop, right? Inside of Photoshop. So if you've not gotten your Smart Designer Premium assets, this is power packed with flyer templates, PNG files, backgrounds, 3D text, and light effects, right? So if you've not gotten yours, make sure you click the link in the description of your video to get this. Also, you can have stock images inside of this premium asset. So get yours, click the link in the description of this video. If you have not subscribed, you know what to do. Hit the subscribe button and turn on the post notifications so that you don't miss any video dropping. Without having to say much, let's get started. So the first thing I'm going to do is click on File and New like this. And I'm going to set my page size to a 4:5, resolution 300 inches, and I'm just going to put the name here. So it's basically going to be spot poster like this. So when you're done, click OK, and it brings you inside of the Photoshop interface, of course with a blank canvas. Now, the first thing I want to do is go over to my resource file. The link to download this resource file is in the description of this video. So I'm just going to drag and drop inside here like this, and I'm going to adjust this image. So I'm just going to adjust it in a way that the line is in the middle. All right. So if it's not perfect, adjust till it's perfect. Bring in this image, the next one. So basically what I'm doing is dragging and dropping. You can use the import command or place embedded. So also make this big to cover the canvas. It should be somewhere around here. Alright, click enter when you're done. Now let's blend these two images together. So to do that, on the top image, click on the mask and select your brush, B for brush, and make sure that your foreground color is set to black. And gently do this. You can see that my flow is set to, you can leave your flow at 36 or 30. Mine is set to somewhere around 30. Click on exposure and copy my settings for this also. So click on this, invert it, Ctrl I to invert the mask. And of course, since the mask is already black, make sure you switch over to white. And of course, paint in the areas where you want that exposure to be. Areas like this. So easy peasy. So these areas should be dark. So this is a quick way to actually like blend the images together. So I'm going to group all of this and name this BG. BG is background. So Ctrl T and increase it a bit because I feel, yeah. So this is exactly what I want. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to focus on player 1. Now, when you're working on sport poster, you must emphasize on the players themselves, making sure that the image is well popped. And of course, that's the essence of creating a sport poster. It shouldn't be just ordinary. So I'm going to start off by concealing the sharp edge. So I'm going to reduce the size of my brush. Make sure your foreground color is set to black since you're working on a white mask. And I'm just going to hide this part here. So now that this is done, moving on to the next thing, let's work on the skin texture. So select the image, not the mask, go to filter, go to camera raw. And want to make a few adjustments here. Okay, good. So the first thing I'm going to do is increase the texture to 100. And also increase the clarity. and increase the DAs. I'm just going to leave the black level here. Increase the vibrance. For the highlights, I like to drop this. Drop the highlights and increase the shadows so that this can give us more details in the image. All right, increasing the shadows brings in more details. And contrast, and click OK, and this is what I have. Now the shadow is too much, so let's go work on the shadow. So double click on the camera filter, it takes you back to your settings. Open up, and of course, let's try and reduce the blacks and the shadows all together. And bring this back a bit, and of course it's better now, right? So this is step 1. So I'm just going to go over and right click and convert to smart objects, and right click again and click on rasterize layer. Now when you have selected rasterize, make sure you don't move this image around until you're done with what you're doing. All right, so this is what we're going to do here. So we're basically using the mixer brush, sampling, and we're painting in. So I'm going to Ctrl Z this, right? So I'm just going to reduce my flow here to like 15 and click on Alt, sample a point, and use the mixer brush to do this. Click a point, sample it, use the mixer brush. Now this is the way I work most times while designing my posters, and to make the skin soft, and of course to highlight some particular areas like I'm doing now. Alt, select this part and blend. Select this part and blend. That's why it's called the mixer brush. You can use it to blend. Alright, select and blend. Blending is also making it smoother. Select, blend, and you can keep on with this. So just try as much as possible to be creative with this. So Alt, select, and blend. That's basically all you'll be doing. Select and blend, very, very easy technique. Select and blend. Make the brush smaller to cover these areas. You don't want to clean outside. Alt, select, and blend. Alt, select, and blend. And basically doing this to cover all of these areas like this. Okay, so basically we've covered most areas. You can see the difference between how it was and how it is now. All right, so simply using this technique you can use on any image whatsoever to make things perfect. So we're going to go back and convert this to smart objects. Now you can now transform this and move this around. All right, duplicate this, Ctrl J, and with this one I'm just going to go over the filter camera raw, and I'm going to add some texture to this. So add textures, this, a little bit of clarity would hurt, and click OK when you're done. Yes, but this is the catch now. It's not going to be on the entire image. So create clipping mask, click on the mask and click on Ctrl I to invert this, and I'm just going to use my brush to highlight the eyes, the nose, and the teeth region to make it sharper. And also you can also use this on the hair. So I'm going to use it here, use the nose, tip of the nose, especially the hair region, all of these places to make it sharp, and avoid the skin that you just softened. And the hair region here, you can see, just to make it sharp, and even the clothes region here. So as you can see, it's done. Select the two of them, Ctrl G to group them, and I'm going to rename this player 1. Create a curves adjustment layer, Ctrl I to invert it, right click and clip it to the player 1. Right, now this is what we use to add shadows to this image. So it's clipped there. Select your brush, make sure you turn off cap locks, and paint in the shadows on these areas, right, especially areas that already have shadows. First, before you choose to create your own out of what you feel should have shadows, right? So I'm just going to add this naturally to areas that already have shadows. Areas like this. I'm using direction of light. And these areas also. If you miss any points in this video, make sure you go back, pause and play to understand better. That's how you learn. Right? So still in the process of applying shadows. Apply the shadows here, and can go on and on and on with this, making it precise and sharp and all of this. This is one of my favorite techniques to make images pop, especially my sports posters. Right, underneath here it needs to be darker, especially here also darker, and you can see how the image is beginning to look sculpted and nice. So curves adjustment again, clip this, and this time we're going to be working on the light. So take this up like this and invert this, and let's paint in some lights. So of course you have light here, you have lights here, this part here, this part here also, and I'm just going to sample all of the areas that will be needing light. Areas like this, especially the eye region, the pupil, and of course the tip of the hair here, these areas here. You have light hitting all of these areas, so make sure to correct this. And when you're doing yours, you can deal with the hair strand, right? So you can remove or choose to leave it this way, right? So add some shadows to this part. You can see you can blend the two of them together. It depends on the image, and I like working on images like this. You can see the expression is on point right now. So next thing I want to do is click on hue and saturation. Of course, clip it to the rest of the things. Bring down your saturation. Click on the mask, Ctrl I to invert it, and make your brush smaller. And you can see the teeth is not a perfect white. So let's go over here and apply these effects here. Okay, so this is better now. Let's go over to brightness and contrast. Click it, increase the brightness, and invert this, Ctrl I, and I'm just going to add this to the T2 region to make it pop more. Since you're working on the black mask, make sure your foreground color is set to white. Very good. And on the eye region here, the tip of the nose, over here also, and the mouth region here, and even here too. Okay. Ctrl Z. Okay, so this is perfect, just the way I like it. Adjustment layer, this time clip it again, click on colorize and increase the saturation. Make sure the color is set to red. Red, please. Right click blending option, and what you want to do is drag this and hold down the Alt key to divide it like this, and divide this also. When you're done, click OK, and basically you want to, I'm going to leave the lightness like this. Ctrl I to invert this, and I'm going to paint in this. And until I get my desired results. Color balance, clip it, and I'm going to tilt towards the reds. And for shadows, I'm going to tilt towards the yellow, surprisingly this time. And for the highlights, I'm going to also tilt towards the yellow. And at the end of the day, I'm going to select everything and group it again, and still name this Player 1. So I can click on it and make it slightly bigger like this, and click enter when you're done. Okay, so basically I'm going over to my source file. I'm going to bring in my next image, and I'm going to follow the same step that I followed in creating Player 1 and also adjusting the shadows and highlights. First and foremost, you need to make sure that you measure that the heads are not, one is not smaller than the other. So most times it's very good to actually do this most times. I'm going to select my brush and make sure my foreground color is set to black. I will start concealing areas like this. Conceal areas like this. Conceal areas like this. I'm just going to reveal this. And Ctrl T, make this slightly smaller. Yes, and bring this downwards. So I can recreate what I created in layer 1, the same step, but I'm just going to change a few things. I'm not going to follow that same method. I'm just going to use another method. So at the end of this video, you can decide to use what works best for you, continuing with what I did with layer 1 or continuing what I did with layer 2. So let me know in the comment section which method you find very, very effective and helpful. So in this process too, I'm going to duplicate the two of them, but the one on top, I'm going to go over to camera raw filter, take down the texture, and details here, I'm going to increase the noise reduction. Right now, this has taken all the sharp details on the skin. All right, as you can see here. Clip it on it, click on the mask, invert the mask, Ctrl-I, and what you want to do is select the brush, and paint like this. Paint like this until you get a very, very, very smooth result. You can make the brush smaller to cover these areas. So I'm just going to smoothen this out. I'm going to convert both of them to a small object, and I'm going to go over to rasterize this, right? Click on the mixer brush, select the spots, Alt, and make it smooth like this. Select the spots, Alt, and make it smooth like this. Select the spots and mix these areas. Select here too. Alt, select, and mix this part also. Also mix this part too. And as you can see, we have our result. You can see that this process is quite different from the first one. I want to convert this back to smart objects, and of course I can make it slightly bigger now that it's a smart object and not a rastered layer. So now let's proceed with making things work the way it's supposed to. Go over and select the curves adjustment layer, and inside here I'm working on the shadows first. But before I do that, duplicate this layer, the one on top, go over to filter, go to camera raw. Like under basic, go over to texture and click OK like this. So this is perfect. increase the texture to like 100 or 99. And of course, yes, this is what I have. So clip it on it, and let's proceed with this. So with the curves, bring this down. Bring this down like this. Ctrl I to invert it, and with my brush selected and my foreground set to white, I'm just going to paint in the areas that would need this shadow. So painting gradually. Until those areas are completely dark. And the good thing about this is you can always come back here and adjust the slider for the curves or any of the adjustment layer that you're working on if you feel it's not really working for you that way. Create another one this time. Clip it to it again. This time we're going to increase it for the highlights. Ctrl I to invert this. And over here also. And of course, these areas should be lit up, should be brighter. Brighter also, brighter. And areas like this also, because you're going to have lights lit up these places. So click on brightness and contrast, clip it, and Ctrl I to invert this. And I'm going to add some brightness to that region. Or you can choose not to have it there, but I'm just going to have it on mine. And also all these places too will be bright. Okay, so moving on, adjustment layer again, and go to hue and saturation, clip it, and click on colorize. And you can choose to skip this step, or you can choose to use this step. Right, so blending option, I'm going to switch here like this, hold down the Alt key to break this. You can choose to play with the slider, and of course the opacity here. So I'm just going to leave this somewhere here. And create adjustment over the BG. click on colorize and saturation 100, and I'm going to tilt towards the blue because that's the color of Champions League and everything patterning in the Champions League, the background. So I'm just going to stay somewhere here, and you can see the nice blend. Select from the top to the bottom of this image. Ctrl G to group them, and I'm going to name this, yes, you guessed right, player 2. Adjustment layer, curves. Now this is also optional. Ctrl I to invert. I'm just going to use this to create light effects around, especially on the edges of these images. Like this. Like this. And like this. I'm going to bring in my text and I'm going to place it here, somewhere here. Inter Milan versus Arsenal, and good to go. Okay, let's leave this as screen, but I'm going to conceal the bottom part. Select my brush, and I'm going to make this bigger. Size. So I'm just going to conceal it on these areas and leave only the bright regions to be brighter. This is before and after. Like I said, it's optional. Let me reduce the opacity here so it's not too much. And there you have it, guys. Last thing I'm going to do is color balance. Inside here, I'm going to tilt towards the reds and towards the yellow, and also here too. And yes, this is what you have. Alright guys, if you like this tutorial, make sure you give it a thumbs up and make sure you don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video just up above. Ciao.